And then I said, it's no use. I'll admit it was funnier in my head.
We need to have your head checked then. And speaking of checking, check that out.
Whoa, that looks really intense. This guy is doing really well. Oh, never mind, he blew up.
Huh. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that portal sounded like it was opening.
Ooh, I forgot how awful that is.
You get used to it after a while.
Really?
No, I just enjoy lying to him.
That's the 5th time this has happened. Stupid tryhard players in there. Significantly higher levels.
How's it going, Auron? Still providing that game with plenty of target practice?
Oh, howdy, ha, you're so funny, Mark. How about instead of yapping, you help me get back in the race?
Do I look like your bloody mechanic?
Wait, maybe we can help you make a new one?
No offense, but you don't look like the guys that can handle this game.
No, I mean on this side, like out of bricks, like how Matt does all his custom builds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did I hear someone say custom build? Wow, you're better at that than I am.
I'm already sad about it.
If you saw my top 10 Steam games list, you've already heard me sing the praises of this racing game called Grip Combat Racing. Long story short, it's super fun, super fast, and has the super fun mechanic of driving on both sides. But most enjoyable are the custom vehicle. So naturally, I thought it'd be fun to make a LEGO build out of one of the vehicles I made in the game, one that is heavily featured in another YouTube series of ours. So for this video, I'm going to show you guys how I went about creating this surprisingly complex build, and hopefully it's helpful enough if you plan to make something similar. Now since this vehicle drives on both sides, this meant I would have to give it detail on both sides. This required a very intricate technique for the foundation of the build, one that took a lot of trial and error to get right. So I used stud-sided pieces on both sides of a vertical build to get the foundation. I also placed a few 1x1s on the edges, and I'm not too worried about color since this is all going to get covered up anyway. Now, in order to be able to build onto both sides of this foundation, I used a technique I call SEAL. S-E-E-L. Studded, empty, empty, and little. Basically a side-studded piece, 2 regular bricks, and then a flat piece. Repeating this process will give us a side-studded foundation that will perfectly line up with the bottom of base plates. Currently it's a little fragile, but once we add our top and bottom layers, it'll be much more sturdy and supported. Next we're going to need big wheels, and these were the biggest wheels I could find, but since they're a little thin, we're going to double them up, which will require 8 in total. Oops. And luckily, this build for the wheels looks exactly like the wheels I have in the game, so we were fortunate on that front. Next up, we're going to add the bottom layer of the car. I already had this pre-built and they're quite easy to construct in any way you want. All you need is a bunch of base plates and bricks. So assuming all went well with our foundation, this should line up perfectly with a very satisfying crackling sound. Make sure you really press it down into place, and there you go. And now for the top layer. This will go on the other side of your foundation. So as you can tell by now, we're basically making a big Lego sandwich. Press it down into place, and voila! You got 2 layers properly applied to your foundation. And now for the back thrusters. I built these to be compatible with the top of the foundation we built, where the studs are at. It's not the most secure connection, but it does get the job done. Next we'll apply the side panels for our car. I mentioned before that I put side-studded pieces on the edges of the foundation as well. This was meant to support both of our side panels. Next up are the headlights, and I will confess this required kind of an illegal build where I stuck axles into the bottom of bricks, but hey, nobody's gonna know, right? You better not tell anybody. And last but not least, I need to supply this car with plenty of weapons for Auron and his team. You can never have enough weapons. Give it a once over, and there you have it. You are done with your Grip Combat Racer. Alright guys, it's all done.
Hey, not bad. It actually looks like the game. You really outdid yourself, Matt.
Don't mention it.
He just did.
Quick question. How is this gonna fit back through the portal?
Oh.
Well, you could take it apart again and shove the pieces through the portal.
How's that gonna work?
Better than Sonic 06 did.
Don't worry guys, as a YouTuber, I have developed the perfect skill to solving a situation like this. How did...
Editing.
But how did the car...
Will you shut up and enjoy the convenient plot resolution?
Attitude.